We discussed in the first part one of the laws of prayers. There are so many things to discuss, but definitely it's not going to be this day. So the number 2 law of this kind of prayer is that it must produce instructions. Must produce what? Instructions. The problem with all these prayers that people pray, we just like to come and pray and tell God what we want, but we don't want to hear what God has to say in return. Those kinds of prayers are offensive. They are destructive. They are paralyzing. It's like coming to meet your boss, for those that have a job, and say this, that what's up, and you leave. And you don't even wait to hear what he has to say. And that is where problem is most times. Many times when we take a case to God, He at least wants you to know why you found yourself in that mess. That's the truth. Now, let's say you were failing as a student, and your lecturer having a level of influence, say, okay, well, I'm going to allow you to pass, but this was why you failed, this was what you got wrong, this was what you didn't do well, this was what you did. So against next time. Because if not, let's say you're not coming to class was what made you fail, you will pass that phase and go and meet it again a bigger way. If you repeat class in primary 1 and you repeat class in SS3, which one is more painful? SS3. Now you repeat class in SS3 and you get to university, you are forced to repeat a class. Which one is more painful? That is the way it is. When you pass a phase, when you bypass a phase, okay, but you don't know why you were stuck in the last ditch, you will go and fall into a bigger ditch and it will be more difficult. So that's why it's not just prayer, but it is prayer that is based in instructions that is telling you this is why you are in this. There are some deliverances that can never happen when you don't have instruction going before it. Paul had an encounter with Jesus, Acts chapter 9 or 8. 9, yeah. And Jesus told him, go into the city. They will tell you what to do. Are you getting? They will tell you what to do. But Paul was at the face of life where he had already become a terrorist, and Jesus came in contact with him and said, Saul, why are thou persecuting me? Immediately he knew it was the Lord that was talking to him. And the Lord gave him instruction. Go into the city. They will tell you what to do. That is, if you want to be delivered from this way you have chosen, go to that city. They will tell you what to do. And while Ananias was there, Jesus said, stand up, go and meet this man. And he said, no, I've heard of this man, all the wickedness of this man, and things which he has proposed to do. And Jesus said, you should go ahead and lay hands on him, so that he might reveal to him the things he must go through for the sake of his name. Now, Jesus was going to intro. Okay, let's read Acts chapter 9. Verse 15. Jesus was speaking to Ananias. He said, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and the kings and the children of Israel. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. Now you wonder why Jesus never told him those things while he was blind, or why they were having the first encounter. Because instruction is basic. So when you have let's not assume that Paul did not go back to the city and decided to go to anywhere he liked, that instruction will not meet him. So your prayer life you must always be watching out for what? Instructions. 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 It like disciples, they were praying. They all gathered, and one of them stood up and said, separate unto me what Paul and Barnabas. Separate unto me, because that was what the Holy Spirit was saying at that moment. Separate unto me Paul and Barnabas. Instructions. Very, very important. There are many times you are stuck in some situations, you find yourself in some situations, and the way out of it, the whole prayer you are praying is to bring clarity, so that you can know what to do to get out of that issue. Now, observe something about Paul's case. Jesus asked him to go back. It was not Jesus that found out he will go back. Thank God there were some people with him. So, because some of you will say, hey, Jesus said I should go and do this, I should do this. How will I do it? Just go and do it. Leave how matter. He will be there. So, Paul was blind for 3 days. Yes, he had the instruction to go to the city. I problem with instruction. Now I'm just talking to you about how instruction works. So I will soon talk in relation to prayers now. Instruction, very, very important. Day to day, very important. In that instruction, you may not hear the voice that talk to you. You may not see him showing up on time. He wanted to be sure if you value the instruction. So Paul was there. First day, he was blind. Second day, blind. And just before the third day, God showed him a vision of a man coming to lay hands on him, and his eyes opened. But yes, he has not seen the man, because God was still speaking to the man too. So go to a path called straight. You will find a man. And the person is a terrorist. Instruction. To tell you how instruction doesn't care the protocol. Once you are operating by it, the road must be clear. Once you are operating by instruction, the road must be clear. I remember when I finished UI 2016, 2017, went for NYC. God said, your time is up here. Oh, we moved outside UI. We thought he was talking about outside UI. That same year, he showed me the proposed place we are going to. And since then, imagine 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, he's just there waiting for you there. You are here. That's the way instruction can be. The only thing that will not disgrace you is because you love God. Maybe you know sometimes you can be doing something sincerely and we are sincerely foolish. So, but for as long as you have not taken the next instruction, you remain stagnant. So the reason why sometimes you will pray, fast, because you are praying in the wrong instruction, you are fasting in the wrong instruction, and that is why it looks as if you are in a serious monumental issues that you can't come out of. That's why it looks as if some of you, where you are facing that issue, you are not supposed to be there in the first place. And your only deliverance comes from leaving that place. Leaving that place. Papa Ebiome, he said he loved Lagos so much that he wanted to be in Lagos. God said, go to Port Harcourt. Go to Port Harcourt. Go to Port Harcourt. Now, they don't just know him in Lagos. They know him all over the world. But he was in Lagos there. He was hustling, buying. It was in Lagos that he bought that suit he talked about, that his wife was outside watching if no member was coming. He was selecting the suit. You understand? But he will be there in Lagos praying, God, why is it that you called me? No, because I called you truly, but you are not where I am. I ask you to be. So many times your deliverance is better from instruction. Instructions. He will truly have been called, but he will be in the wrong location doing the call. So now there is a kind of prayer that is prayed to get answers, to get instruction. You know where you find, you know that's why you just say, I didn't do anything. What did I do? But this is happening. God told you a long time ago to relocate. God told you a long time ago to do something, but you refused. I had an investment one time with a lot of money inside, and God told me to withdraw the money from that investment. But the month he was waiting, he gave me time that after this just withdraw. But I said, no, let me continue the investment. That month, that was the end. No, so I can't fight God and say why he told me. I did not answer. So you would be there saying deliverance. No, sometimes it's instruction. That's why every time pray. No instruction. You are deceiving yourself. Deceiving yourself. So what is the protocol of this kind of prayer? Most times it is accompanied with fasting. Most times what? It was accompanied with fasting. Fasting in this sense, it positions your spiritual senses to get an accurate instruction. It's not that if you sit down there and you say you want to listen to God, you won't hear. But because these instructions are coming from the spirit realm, it will mix with the soul, now coming to the body, clashing a lot with the physical. So sometimes the instructions could have been messed up. But fasting has a way of making the instructions so clear, undeniable. Fasting, somebody who is not used to the voice of God cannot just be guessing. If you are not used to the voice of God, the best way to help yourself is to fast, to get used to the way it talks. If not, there are many voices in the realm of the spirit. So to get instruction, you need to sharpen your spiritual hearing. Because the same way someone can have hearing problem physically, the same way you can have hearing problems spiritually. Fasting sharpens our spiritual senses and makes the instruction come easily. You can't doubt it. I didn't doubt whether I was called because it was clear cut. I didn't doubt when I was supposed to travel and he said stay back in Nigeria. I don't have to doubt that he said that. Some people come some years after and say, I thought God asked me to wait. He didn't ask me to stay. That I was the one that didn't hear very well. So there was no doubt. Pastor Femi Emmanuel was talking about when he went to minister, because when Pastor David Obiome left Lagos and he got to Port Harcourt, he was under a tent. A rent, this rented tent that they will hold. So he said there was a different protocol for people who hold the tent. Because wind will start blowing and start blowing and start blowing. So they will hold it down. He said there was a time he was invited there to preach. He just saw people raising leg. He didn't understand. He said at a point the people stopped raising leg. He said he didn't know what was happening. He knew he was in River State. He said it was ushers that came to carry him away from the pulpit because there was water everywhere. He said two ushers had to come and carry him. I was asking, he said, you remember those days? Because that same man now, if he finishes the one he's building, it will be the biggest church auditorium in the world. But instruction took him there. It never looked like it. That's why I say it needs to be clear. At that point, some people will say, is this God? Some people say, is this God? That's why I'm not always moved by all this one. Because I know what I've seen. And I know it's coming. My own is to make sure I keep doing what He asked me to do. He told me some things. Those who were with me, I just said it from nowhere. I sat down. Told me a day is coming. You will be flying. You'll be flying. I said it out. I said, a day is coming. I'll be flying. A day is coming. I'll be going in and out of the country as I like. A day is coming. I said it out again. I have seen it. So, while I would have been thinking maybe the car that came is the best thing. No, he said, no, don't sit down here. This one, a time will come, you won't even be entering. So, just look beyond now. Those things, you need to be sure you heard it. That's why fasting is important. It makes your clarity, because some people hear instructions that they are not sure of. They go into it, it's messed up. Some is from God, because if it's God, you will know it is God, because devil will show you. So if you are not sure it was God, you will just get there and be doubting and be doubting and be doubting and be inconsistent. And that was what devil wanted, because doubt, what will doubt bring? That will bring discouragement. It will affect your morale. That is why, irrespective of anything, I preach like what I've seen. If it's one person I see, I will preach to the one person as if I've seen them, like the millions I saw. What? Like the millions I saw. Because I'm sure. I'm saying because of that. You were not much today. We are not preaching today. Everybody go. God will come and explain the. You get no. Said, wow, this is an opportunity to preach with more confidence. More confidence. So when the devil sees that one is not affecting you, say, let's bring crowd, let's see if it will calm down. That one did not say, this man knows what is up. How many times they brought betrayal, discouragement, and everything? And yet still, he saw that one did not stop us from doing what we are doing. When I was saying something yesterday, if God was betrayed by Lucifer, Jesus was betrayed by Judas, how much more you? God did not know that Lucifer will, the all-knowing God, the all-powerful God, he himself suffered disloyalty. They carried 1/3 of angels away from him. Something he made. So, how much more? So because he said somebody was disloyal, you are not doing it again. You are a goat. God still remains God. Jesus still went to die after he heard the news of the betrayal. And said, he didn't even say Judas, he didn't even pay attention to Judas. Go and watch, go and read that place. He didn't even do as if he didn't even say, he still performed miracle. He answered his critics by coming here. Who has done that before? Nobody. He still gave us more gap. Pick here and come it back. So at the junction of this letter, it became this. So we are so sure of what we are doing. So for your own personal life, when you are faced with something, you need to get instruction. So say number 2 is what you do it. Number 2 now is what? It's a secluded form of prayer. Now, secluded doesn't mean that you go and hide. Let me define seclusion now. It's a prayer you pray with full concentration. Not everybody that comes to the presence of God goes with something. Our level of concentration on God is what differentiates us. Our level of reliance on God to answer that prayer is what differentiates us. Because some people, when they say pray, they are looking at their neighbor. Some people, I watch how we were praying, we were just sick and they are calling prayer. I can't pray. That is not how to pray. Are you listening out for your neighbor? Are you waiting for your neighbor to shout before you shout? That is it. Talk to God as if you are the only one that came to him. Many of you don't know how to draw the attention of God to yourself. With maximum concentration, with maximum focus on him. So somebody came and said, you were shouting. I didn't even know I was shouting. I was talking to my father. In that, it is because you are not distracted. Distraction has a way of tampering with instructions. Getting information from the realm of the spirit is not always as easy, especially for somebody who is not used to it. You see me call names and call people's details. It's not that sometimes I don't know how it happens. I just know that this was what I was talking with somebody last week. He was with me there, and the person was narrating a story of somebody, and immediately I said, I heard a name of a church, and I said, is it this church? He said, yes. No, as I heard it, I said it because I could not wait. That's why if we want to operate in that realm now, it's always difficult to go back, because it's a realm that I don't know how to explain. It just switches immediately to get instruction. I just heard the name. My dad said, I said, is it this name? What? I said, yes. I don't even know how I knew. I don't know how I knew. It will just be clear cut because our level of focus and concentration differs and it matters. It what matters. Because this is a problem with instruction, and I'm telling you, that is a problem with instructions. Many people don't know how to hear God. I've heard a lot of people say, they hear God told me this, God told me that, God told me that, and it's nonsense. I say, how can God say this? It's not their fault. It's because they've been talking to themselves and they are assuming it's God. I remember when we were coming up there, there will be the way people learn how to hear God is funny. It's very funny. What they practice in that place is funny. You just close your eyes. Any picture you see, is that it? Anything? No, that's not how it happens. When God talks to you, you will know He talked. You will know what? He talked. There are times after hearing the voice, my ear will be breathing. No, I'm not saying spiritually. It will look like it is pulsating because of the impact and the intensity. So I don't need to say, did I hear God? Sometimes after some series of visions, my eyes will be red. It's not maybe this. You will see it red. I won't have to be doubting. Did I see anything? I know what I saw, and it will always. So it's so real. It's not something that is fake. But I'm telling you how to get there now. Because the reason why many people are praying for power, praying for everything, they are not getting it. And some of those things looks easier for some of us. It's not. The difference is not. It's just instruction. We are on the lookout for instruction. No instruction. You are designed for destruction. When you not being instructed, you'll be destroyed. It's just it. You can't say. You can't. If you lack instruction, you will be engaging in destruction. So we look out for instruction. Take instructions. Let your prayer life base instruction. There was a man of God who was experiencing very terrible things, poverty, setback, and so many things. And while he was praying, he was given the directive to go and ask what happened in the past. So he got to know that there was a family, their own family was very rich, not his own immediate. They were rich. To know how long that story has been. Very rich. And there was an issue over a property that happened, and they killed somebody. And the person they killed, because is of nobody, they used their influence to collapse the case. Then the families of those ones now say, okay, we may not have money, but we have child. They didn't bury that guy. I'm talking of the issue was over 100 years. So it's not, they didn't bury him. And that family ran into problem. Transgenerational problem. So they traced that family And they found someone who was still alive. The person said the story was true, and that the person they killed then has not been buried. That until when they give him a befitting burial, that's when that curse will lift. So they had to do befitting burial, and after that, things changed. Now, he would have been there praying, delay. Is that warfare prayer? No. Instructions. Many times, when you see people jumping from one problem to the other, I know of a family like that now. Oh my goodness. Oh, bad. Till now. Terrible. But when I looked into their case, their father happened to be an herbalist. He's dead now. If I died a mysterious death. So I was just thinking, do you know how many people were killed? You know how many people were killed? Many rich people used to come to that house then. The man would do charm for them. The children are miserable. The one that was even doing very well, all of a sudden, I don't know what happened to him. He wasn't in Nigeria. He's back in Nigeria. He's selling meat. No, there's no amount of prayer. He has to know that their father has done wicked things, and they have to find a way out of it. That's why instruction is very. There are things, there are breakthroughs that can't come without instruction. How for that long they didn't bury? The body was not in mortuary. And they didn't bury. I mean, as much as that body was not buried, that family will not do this. May they not create problem for you in Jesus' name. Because those kind of things, they don't know, and this one knows about it, this one doesn't know about it. To find a way to get yourself out of that covenant. Get yourself out of it. And without instruction, you can't. Without instruction. There was a reason why Jesus did not just pray for that woman at the well. He said, no, how many husbands do you have? Say, and the one you are with now, you are not married to him. So, can you see? He didn't just pray and say, okay, no. You have to correct some things. You can't just be building on a faulty foundation. Most time, he sends you back to what you've done in the past, to the instruction you've neglected in the past, so that you go and restart the building. You go and arrange. If something is wrong with this building now, and they say, no, this building might collapse, we will not start changing roof. We won't start changing roof. We won't start buying new doors and changing windows. What we'll do is to do something to the foundation. So when you find yourself in a situation for too long, and that situation is not wiping off, is not going on, please ask God, what should I do? What should I do? If Moses sat down there at that Red Sea without asking God for the instruction, they will be captured. They will be what? Captured. That's the problem with men. They'll be captured. Even though he had the rod with him, he will be captured. Or instruction is the way to the authority you already had. It enhances the authority. It directs the authority. It helps the authority to be effective. It won't be like just firing gun in the wrong direction. It helps you to know where you should face. It tells you, no, this one is witchcraft. It tells you, no, this one that is happening to you is your own disobedience. It tells you this one is just for you to go to this area and something will change. There is something you say, oh, no, why have I been trying different business? Say, no. Sit down. That business you've been doing will not take you anywhere. This is the one that will take you somewhere. And it will not make sense. I be thinking that devil is the one stopping your business. No. Disobedience is the one stopping it. Oh, it shouldn't be here. This is where you should do it. Instruction, very important. That's why I've talked about how to go about it. The oil would have been there. All the containers, the vessels would have still been in that street, would have been in that city. Elijah would have been there. The woman would have been there. But without an instruction, the woman will lose everything to the creditors and will die poor. Instruction organized everything. Instruction was what changed the story of that woman. Instructions. Most times I've seen these people are stopped because of instructions. Hallelujah. So, prayer done with what? Authority. Prayer that bettered instruction. So, number 2, how to force your deliverance is knowledge. Knowledge. My people perish because what? They are devoid of knowledge. Many times deliverance is what? Knowledge. Light. You know, whatever you know, this is how it happens. It increases your intellectual rank. Everything you know increases your intellectual rank. There are people that all they know is what they learned in school. They don't know anything outside school. I've seen brilliant people that are very brilliant that don't have courtesy. They don't greet. They don't know when to say thank you. They don't know anything social. Now, you will be thinking they are brilliant, but in life they are failing. Because certificates necessarily won't get you anywhere. Knowledge of life helps you. Some people are slaves or prisoners of character flaws because they don't know. That's the truth. Because they don't know. And it's easier for such people to say, I don't have wife, I don't have husband, nobody is looking at me, nobody is doing it. No. The problem they are facing is that they are victim of mental bondage. Mental bondage. What I'm saying may be sounding somehow, but it's true. So, have you seen people who bedwet before? If you want to find out why they bedwet, most times because they have no knowledge. If you want to have someone who bedwets, aside there are the spiritual ones exist very well. At least I have seen at least 2 or 3 of that before that God delivered them. But let's just talk normally. If you don't have the knowledge of how the digestive system works and you bedwet, you may not be able to help it. For some people, their constrictors develop late. So, how do they help it? They don't want to bedwet. Anything liquid, you should have taken it before afternoon. So you would have during the day. Did I say afternoon? Morning, sorry. During the day, the person will urinate, definitely. Now, if such person now takes such liquid at night and he didn't urinate before sleeping, where will he do it? Midnight. And he will be sleeping doing that. So simple thing, just calculate, know yourself. Know how many liters you are consuming. If you can calculate the liters of urine to calculate, know how much you've dissipated. That way you'll be able to, at least it will reduce the overflow. You understand? No, it's just a little knowledge. Now, if you keep praying for that person not to urinate, and the person keeps drinking bowl of water before going to bed, the person will keep urinating. And it won't be because God cannot answer prayer. It will be because the person is foolish. So this is why knowledge is important. Your business is not growing. Sometimes it's not because God is not flourishing. If you've never sold before, I can say it's a spiritual problem. But if you are selling, it means you lack something. You lack the necessary business knowledge that is required to make your business function in that location. To make your business relevant in that area. If I ask many people, what do you think has been a prolonged issue in your life? Sickness, okay, that one, we've prayed for you. It went, it came back. It means you have problem. It means there's something you are doing that is bringing back that thing. So you go and find out what you are doing. You need knowledge. You enjoy a season of breakthrough. You can't maintain it. Is it God's fault? It's something you are not doing right. Something. You have an issue. It may not be because the spiritual is against you. It will just be because your intellectual capacity is low. The way some people think is so backward, is so archaic. Archaic is backward. Some people think backward, and they'll be praying. Do you think God will answer such prayer? Because it's not God's fault. It's the fault of low level of necessary developmental information that is needed. I asked someone some days ago, I said, why are you not a millionaire now? He said, it's because I don't have what I need. I said, really, is that true? Okay, what are you doing? He said, this is it. Okay. Basically, this is what you need for all these things. Do you have this? Yes, you have it. Do you have this? You have it. Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? So, why do you say that you don't have what you need? You basically have everyone you need, but you are the one delaying yourself. So, no matter the prayer is praying, God has given him everything he needed. He's the one delaying himself. Okay. You are into this, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing that. Nobody is patronizing you. I will say, okay, it's spiritual. But people patronize you, they say, wow, I love this, I love this, I love this, and that's the end. It means you are the one who has problem. It means you are the one who lacks a knowledge of retaining. For every problem you have, somebody has addressed it. Either in an audio tape, or visual tape, or in a written document. Find it, address it. It's a big form of deliverance. Knowledge is a very big form of deliverance. Knowledge is a what? A very big form of deliverance. Devil fears people that knows. Because what made him Lucifer was the fact that he had access to revelation. Lucifer means the light bearer. He's a custodian of revelation in heaven. He's highly informed. He's highly educated. What made Moses to be relevant, to be useful for God, was that he was trained in the palace. Why the Egyptians were so powerful then was that they enjoyed early civilization. They enjoyed what? Early civilization. That was where they first started writing. The first university was in Egypt. So the knowledge they have was so powerful that it was much more stronger than even the promises of God over the Israelites, than the covenant of God with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that they became slaves because of knowledge. That was what they did with Joseph. When they realized that there was somebody who had something, what did they do? To know how they value knowledge, they put him in a relevant place, because they don't joke with it. You know, this man is needed for him to have this level of. You can't just be Pharaoh. You must be well. Moses was a contender for that throne. Even God does not somebody who is foolish. God can't help a foolish person. How will he help a foolish person? You don't know. So go and check. God will find somebody who has been trained, who is enlightened, who knows. So Moses did not have to see the wise men doing their magic and be intimidated, because he knows all those things. They've taught him all those laws. Go and read about Moses. You know what it means to be a prince in Egypt. He was well tutored. God was the one that broke the intellectual capacity of Moses. That he saw a bush, saw fire, and the bush was not burning. What kind of mystery is this? Looked at everything he knew. He could not explain it. Look at the things God did. Why God was doing those things with Moses was because Moses had already been exposed to a level of knowledge that if it was a normal person, if he had to, if when God appeared to he turned water to blood, he said, water, we've seen that very well. What's special? We will give attention. But God had to do some very strange, dangerous miracles in the Old Testament. Because the person he was dealing with needed something to show that, I am God. He turned the rod to serpents. We've seen it. A wise man can do that in Egypt. What was it? It was knowledge. that brought enough power for Egypt to encapsulate Israelites. It was also knowledge that brought the level of power that delivered them. When you are stuck at a point for too much, it means there's something you don't know. There's something bigger than you. There's something really, really taking you back. Every time. And prayer at that time will not help you. Seek knowledge. Not that get wisdom. Get wisdom, get understanding. Get it. It's very important. One will be moving from pillar to post, from one problem to the other, if one lacks the things. Jesus, when you had to, Jesus was so wonderful. He's still wonderful and will be wonderful forever. At the age of 12, it's not that maybe he was born of the Holy Ghost. This man, at the age of 12, was there drinking from the wealth of knowledge. And that's why, because he was going to face the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He was going to face them. And he had to say something. He had to what? Say something. He will not just come and say, I'm the one. He will not just come and say that. He must convince them. Not just inside. They saw the signs, they did not believe. It was his words that they were holding on to. The words. But there are a lot of people with signs and wonders. A lot of people with signs and wonders. But what made him different was the wisdom with which he communicated. With the wisdom he communicated. It was knowledge that took him to the cross. Knowledge. If he doesn't have the appropriate knowledge, like Elijah, he will call down fire and chariot, or fire will still come and carry him. And he will go. That's why it was. They say he humbled himself in death. Knowledge. Knowledge is so powerful. When you lack it, you will be stuck in so many ditches. Be stuck. It's so powerful. Those in those days love this thing. They seek it. Seek it. When you read about that eunuch that did not. When it was described, this man was described as, let's read the book of Acts. Acts chapter 8, verse 27. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority, under Candace, queen of Ethiopia, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for a worship. Now, a foolish man cannot guide the treasure of a queen. These people seek for knowledge like anything. A foolish man cannot be in charge of the treasury of a queen. And yes, he was still searching for more. And he was stuck at the point, I don't understand this thing I'm reading. But suddenly Philip came and shed light into what he was reading. Now, no, this book of Isaiah that you are reading, the person he was talking about there is Jesus. And the next thing, the man stopped somewhere and said, there's water here. Baptism. Knowledge delivered him and took him to the next phase of Christianity. Many of you have been stuck at a point because you lack the right knowledge needed. I know many people crying, praying for power, and it's not coming. It's not because power is scarce or power cannot be released. The problem is that there is a knowledge that sustains power. When you don't have it, You need it to get it. The reason why you may be stuck at a point is not because God is wicked. It's not because God doesn't want to answer. It's because the right knowledge you need to come. Because your destiny is really in your hand. You decide. If some people are deciding yes, God will not say He wants to give you preferential treatment. This high realm operates by laws. And when you don't know those laws, you are left out. You are what? Left out. Not knowing the laws, not acknowledging the laws. There's no, you can see, we teach things and teach things here, but people don't do it. It's not going to be my problem. I have done my own part. It's not left to anyone to what? See, anyone you see at any junction knew what they knew before they got there. And they were doing it. When we were in Zaria one time, 2016, I was under administration of Pastor Sijibomi. And he said, everything Apostle is teaching now, he has taught them then, when there was nothing. When he had to sell things to feel, to support him. He said he has been teaching those things then. It doesn't look, people will say, yeah, you are teaching this, it's not working. Don't worry, you will see it. It's a seed. He was teaching it then. Not many people believed it. He was saying, this is the truth. This is it. This is the way. Not many people believed it because it was not like it. But suddenly it was there. Then some people now just want to go and start doing it. And the generation has passed. It's not those who know the truth. It's those who stayed with the truth. Who remain consistent with it. Irrespective of what life is saying. So that you know it is not enough. Are you ready to do it? To stay with it. To say, irrespective of whatever is happening, I'm going to stay with it. My spiritual father was reading one of his books. And he said, was talking about the early days of his ministry. They rented the hall and it was just him and his family that were there for a long period. Later again, said, God has mercy on us. We were hate. We increased to hate. Now, he and his family, they are 5. So it means 3 people joined them. He said there was a program they wanted to do. They printed about more than 1,000 handbills. He said when he saw it, he said, we can't share this thing. He said, just go and drop it. This tells about when you get there today. Thousands and thousands of people worship. They have about 4 services. But he held on to the truth. He knew then. Irrespective of this, I will hold on to it. How many people compromise along the way? But the knowledge we have is the deliverance we have now. The reason why we've not got to put ourselves in bondage is because we know what will work. It might not have worked, but it will work. Some people got to that stage because of the knowledge they lacked. They became herbalists in suits. They went to herbalist. Apostle Suleiman said he went to minister at the church of one of his sons. Then ex-son. And he saw the crowd. And he was like, I'm also in ministry. This thing is not ordinary. He called him. He said, no, nothing. No, this is God. He said, no, I know what is God. It's not that it's not good to have crowd. But when did you start? This thing has process. This thing has process. When he called the wife was shaking. He said, I can see. My wife saying they went to the herbalist, they killed the baby, they did it to the mic, so people around will come. They put themselves in bondage because they lack the right knowledge. Growth is in season. Growth is seasonal. Growth is what? Seasonal. But anybody that does not have that knowledge will rush and put themselves into. But you know what people do to get money because they can't be patient? Know what people do? But just stick with the truth. It may not be working now, but I know it will work. When I decide I will not be paying 10% tithe, it's not because it's because I have heard people who paid more than that, and God said, "No, it may be looking tough, but I will endure it. So I will keep doing it." So I've been doing it, and I will not stop doing it. And every year I will be increasing it. That is it. It is a knowledge I will hold on to, irrespective of anything. I've seen people who did it, and today they say they don't even know how to stop money from coming in. People will insult you, call you name, and say, "Hey, they don't worry. I will not put myself into the bondage of this earth realm because of the lack of what? Knowledge." It's the lack of knowledge that puts people into a lot of pressure, a lot of bondage, a lot of prisons that they shouldn't be. Let's rise up and pray. Jesus, reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes to see. I need an encounter. Jesus, reveal yourself. Reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes. I need an encounter. Manuel, reveal yourself. Open my eyes to see. Jesus, reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes to see. Emmanuel, reveal yourself to me. Reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes to see. Oh, I need an encounter. Jesus, reveal yourself. Open my eyes to see. I need an encounter. Emmanuel, reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes. Open my eyes to see. I need an encounter. Emmanuel, reveal yourself to me. You reveal yourself to me. Open my eyes. Hey, namano salia namane. Reveal yourself to me. I want the right knowledge. I want to be delivered. Open my eyes to see. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Hey. Hey. I need an encounter, oh Lord. Cry to Him, talk to Him, talk to Him, talk to Him. Give me the right knowledge. Tell me what I need to know. Tell Tell me what I need to know. Please show me what I must see. Show me what the fathers knew. Jesus. Aparato saga brada bagada bagada. In Jesus' name we pray. Father, give us light. Give us illumination. Give us the richness of knowledge. In the name of Jesus. Daddy, we thank you. In Jesus'